this microphone's not really going to do anything because it's not connected to my phone. I wonder if I can change that. Let me see if I can change that. That was a rough angle. Does it do anything? Does it make a difference? I haven't been live on my phone. I haven't gone live on my phone in a long time. All of the cats are up here right now. And let me see. Okay. Hi. Does this microphone make a difference? Okay. That's with it not plugged in. I'm still talking into it because, and that's, which one makes a difference? Which one is better? Hello. Hello. Hi. Sandra, you always have the funniest names. This one is better? Okay. So I just, my laptop, it does make a difference? Okay. So what I'm going to do is go get the stand for my phone because it's just propped up. I shall return. Hattie. That was them. That was them. Orientation is locked. Oh, my Lanza. You know, technical difficulties. Technical difficulties is the name of the game. It's like Mercury retrograde kind of stuff. But I can't find the stand for my phone because I haven't used it in a long time. Okay, well, and I was talking about my experience and why I haven't done tarot. So basically what my point was, is it bad to do tarot and believe in Jesus? Is it? That's my question. That's like the conundrum that I've been kind of going over, because I don't really have any negative thoughts, or like I don't really put tarot above God or above Jesus, but is it bad? Because I think there is a part in the Bible where it says, you know, all ye who, you know, read the stars and do divination, you know, are basically kind of like damned. Like we'll go to hell, blah, blah, blah. I mean, does anybody have an opinion? Does anybody have any advice? Does anybody have anything to say to me about that? Like their own 2 cents, thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get my cards. There really are so many cats. and it's like they can smell me trying to like do things, and to not have any snafus. So while I get up and get the cards, I fully expect for them to try to knock everything down. So I'm going to try to be fast. I hear you, Rory. Yeah, I do. Hi. Hi. She acts like she's starving, and she's not. She just wants she wants wet cat food. There is dry cat food constantly in bowls, but she wants wet food. If people stuck with Jesus instead of the rest of the Bible, I think Christianity would be better representative. Oh my gosh. Represented. Yes, Sarah. Yes. Yes. I agree with you. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. Because, you know, I was feeling really conflicted. Very conflicted. So obviously, I guess maybe I'll just make this like a disclaimer. Always pray. You know, don't ever take anybody's tarot reading for fact. Don't do that with anybody. Okay? Nobody. I don't care how many people follow them or how many pretty crystals they have. This is, you know, I feel like tarot is kind of like, I don't feel like it's completely set in stone. I feel like most people, when they want a tarot reading done, they have something in their mind that they want, you know, some clarification on. And whether they say it or not, they already have something in their mind that they kind of want clarified. And I feel like the tarot kind of just gives possibilities, you know, possibilities to think of for that clarity. So, but right now we're just going to do Aquarius. 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 The Queen of Swords. Aquarius. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Welcome in. Long time no see. Sarah left a comment and mentioned that it is the new moon. It was at 6:31 this morning. So we know we're going to do a new moon reading for the astrological sign of Aquarius. Okay. Like, let me think. What's coming? I can tell you that I just mentioned Mercury retrograde, but it really is coming in July. Because things have been going just silly wrong for me on a daily basis lately, and I was thinking, is it Mercury retrograde? But I think I'm affected by the pre-Mercury retrograde also. I think that's what it's got to be. Plus, the world is just bonkers. The world is kind of out of control right now. So I try to stay away from the news as much as I can. I try to not think about things that I can't control. Now that we've had this clarification about my beliefs in tarot, I'll probably do more videos now. Because I can tell you that I did not always believe in Jesus like I do now. And I feel really awful when I say that, but it's true. And I've already asked for forgiveness, and I just didn't understand, you know? So, and I have changed, but yeah, I kind of want to just be like a good believer, a good follower, and maybe not, because I wasn't always good. That's what I tell a lot of the patients at work, you know. They're in these tough situations and they think that they've made these mistakes in their life and they can never change them. And they're just, feeling really guilty and shameful about themselves and hopeless. Like, I tell them my story, which I don't even know if I've told everybody here on this channel my whole story, but it's going to be work, but you can do it. You can change. You can become a better person. What we did in our past, it doesn't make us, it does make us who we are today, but it's not exactly who we are today. We can always do better in the future and do better for the future. Oh, hi, Cynthia. I am January 30th, Aquarius. Yeah. January 30th, Aquarius. Okay, let's just try to have a little bit of a better angle. That was kind of sliding down and getting just incredibly unflattering. Okay, I was just going to ask you, but it says I'm Aquarius. So I think we're all Aquarius here. Only Aquarius in the building. And cats. Cats. Lots of cats. But let's see. Today is the new moon. It was this morning, 6:31. Let's see. What is this new moon going to be doing for the astrological sign of Aquarius? The astrological sign of Aquarius. The Aquarius collective. What is this new moon bringing? What is it? What is it bringing? What is it welcoming for the astrological sign of Aquarius? Okay, well, it was face down, so maybe it's something we're not expecting, or it's a surprise. I guess that would be kind of like the same thing. Duh. Okay, well, on the bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. So, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Water sign, female energy. Like I've always said, she's the mother, and she is supposed to be representative of completely unconditional love. Complete unconditional love. But sometimes I think she's a little bit controlling, and sometimes I think she might be a little bit manipulative in order to keep that love. So let's see what's face down with her. Queen of Swords. Oh, Malanta. Okay, so does this mean? What does this mean? That's what I'm supposed to tell you. What does this mean? Well, they've got their back to each other. And honestly, my very first instinct when I saw this, even whenever I was explaining the Queen of Cups to you just now, I was thinking, she's kind of manipulative, but this could also be Aquarius. So do I want to say that? Do I want to say she could possibly be manipulative or controlling? Because this could be Aquarius. And now that I see the Queen of Swords, I really do think this is it. I feel like there's this love, like really true love coming to the forefront for Aquarius. Maybe even having a child, someone having a child around you, this new kind of nurturing, caring type love, which honestly, the Queen of Swords and Aquarius, we do love. We love an incredible amount, very greatly. And we love the world. We're the humanitarians of the zodiac. But I don't know about you, but I'm not always like mushy or like really, really affectionate to people that I love. I can be, but I'm not always just like that. I'm not always really like emotionally sweet and showing of how much I love. But maybe we're entering this point in time where we're feeling that way. We're feeling, it's a possibility too, that there is some kind of, female that's in Aquarius's life. Water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That may be kind of like making a big appearance in your life. But I really feel like this is Aquarius realizing a whole different kind of love, like a motherly love. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Cynthia's February 5th. Very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this is Aquarius coming to the realization that it is possible that they may need somebody in their life, you know, in order to be completely successful. You know, it's almost like Aquarius is kind of realizing, instead of just doing things all on their own, you know, independent as fuck, excuse my language, instead of doing that, Aquarius may be coming to this realization that possibly they need to embrace some kind of help, some kind of assistance, some kind of support from another female, you know? The Emperor reversed. Okay, and the Tower. What? The Emperor reversed with the Tower. Okay. I'm getting another deck out. So, what's happening? Something massive is happening. Someone is being manipulative. Oh. Someone is being manipulative. Somebody who either is in like a place of power or thinks that they have a lot of power. They are thinking irrationally. And it's not going to work out for them. It's not going to work out for them. Just know that. It's not going to work out for them. So don't allow yourself to be dragged down to their level. Continue to love, continue to hold your head high, continue to be yourself. That's what I'm really getting right now, actually. Don't let them drag you down because they're being manipulative. It could also be, you know, an Aries or a Taurus that is possibly being shady, trying to manipulate the rules. But the Emperor reversed, that really indicates somebody who has some position of power and they are abusing their position of their power. There's this Tower moment. It's falling down. It's kind of like they thought everything was just perfect. They had everything. They had everything going for them. All their dreams, it was perfect. Everything was going for them, but it's not. It's tumbling down. And it's because they're abusing their power. Possibly you have been affected by this person, Aquarius, by them abusing their power. Don't sink down to their level. You keep your head held high. You stay positive. Keep being the honest person that you are. Because basically, it's kind of like they're gonna be their own undoing. I want to clear. Okay, I was thinking I want to clarify. Okay, 5 of Pentacles, the Emperor reversed, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, so. Okay, a wish fulfillment, and then the 5 of Pentacles. So despair, loss, tough times, hard times, no one giving anybody a handout, feeling alone, isolated, feeling rejected by like the group, the bigger picture, all of the other people, cast away, cast out. And then there's this wish fulfillment. Whoever is trying to make progress, whoever is trying to further their position or their goals, their wishes, their intentions. Whoever is being manipulative in this way, they're going to be met with regret. They are not going to be successful. They're not going to be successful with that. So, again, just stay your own. You're honest. Well, hello, Alexander. How are you? Thank you. That was very nice. Thank you. But whoever, I don't know who this is. This could be just like a human being in your family. This could be like a coworker. This could be a boss. This could be, you know, someone in your life. Possibly a water sign. Most likely it's a water sign or some kind of a mother figure. They're being a bully. They're abusing their power to win. That's their wish fulfillment, to win. And it's just not going to happen for them. It's not going to happen for them. You know, they're going to possibly be forced to leave with less than they came with. I feel like they don't understand that. Maybe they think that they can just be a bully. Maybe they've been able to get away with being a bully for a long time. So they think that they, you know, are just like in the clear. It's okay. Oh, Devaya. Hi. How are you? Welcome everybody who's in here, who wasn't in here earlier whenever we started. It's new moon and I'm asking, you know, what, be happy, joy. I love it. I love it. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you for being happy to see me. I appreciate that. My question was, what is this new moon bringing for Aquarius? What is it welcoming for Aquarius? And so that's kind of like, so 7 of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Cups reversed, and the 4 of Cups reversed. Yeah, so there's a person in Aquarius's life. It could be an Aries or a Taurus. It could be a water sign female. This person has some kind of like power. They have some kind of power. Like they have some kind of authority. Some kind of rank that is like higher than where Aquarius is. And that was my phone, sorry. There's another person who has been abusing their power to get where they want to be, who has been being a bully. They've been wishing to make things fall apart for Aquarius. It is not going to fall apart for Aquarius. It's going to end up blowing back up in their face, okay? So, 7 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, that's not the... Oh my gosh, it is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so it's sideways here. We're not going to be wasting our time anymore. We're not going to be going to work and doing all of this work and trying so hard to make something happen, to make somebody appreciate us, not going to like family gatherings and trying to get like the future mother-in-law to love us or the sister-in-law to accept us. There's somebody that Aquarius has been working to try to impress, to try to make themselves look good, trying. There's this person that has some kind of, like I said, rank over Aquarius. It's just not going to work. They've been the reason why you have been doing tons of work and not really seeing any kind of improvement, not seeing any kind of reward, not seeing any kind of growth, especially when it comes to money. And they wanted to keep you there. They wanted to keep you there. They wanted to keep you not making any progress. They wanted to keep you from growing. They did not want to acknowledge how good of a job you are actually doing or how amazing you are. Why? I mean, this person, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to ask the cards why in just a second. I want to finish reading about like the other cards. So here we go. We have the 5 of Cups reversed. So yeah, feeling incredibly sad. Someone, I don't know if this person that has like this kind of authority over you, Aquarius, made you incredibly sad, but there was a situation where you lost, and you lost a pretty decent amount. You lost a lot. And this person very well could have been the reason why you lost. If they weren't the reason why you lost, they most definitely reveled in your loss. And it was hard. You cried. It was a hard loss. You're turning that upside down. You're turning that upside down. This person, I mean, they suck. They really suck. They're so miserable. They're so miserable. They're so unhappy. Either A, they're so miserable, they're so unhappy, or B, Aquarius, you just kick so much ass that you make them jealous just by being who you are naturally, being the badass that you are naturally. Like it infuriates them. Probably because they're not amazing like that. They can't even just sit and ignore you. They have to like, because I feel like this is probably a person that Aquarius you have just ignored. Like you probably haven't you may not even realize that this person is like hating on you or wishing bad things for you or onto you. But you haven't really noticed because you are not in that vibe. You're not in that space. You don't look for it. You just be you. You just keep being yourself. And you're amazing. And you're honest. And you are a good worker. And it's like you do all the things that you're supposed to do. You are a good daughter-in-law. You're a good girlfriend. You're a good wife. You're a good mom. You're just naturally good at what you do. But there is a person who cannot stand to see that. So they have literally been taking the time to try to make things bad for you, to try to, trip you up, to knock you off some kind of a ladder, to hold you down. And it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work because the universe doesn't want that to work, Duh. The universe doesn't want that to work. That's not what the universe has to give to you. You get what you deserve. And you deserve so much more than this. So somehow this new moon is going to be ushering in this person's kind of downfall. They wanted you to be hopeless. They wanted you to be sad and depressed. And they wanted you to not believe in love. And they wanted you to not believe that things could be good. They didn't want you to dream. They wanted to take away your happiness. They just wanted to take that away. They didn't want you to be as good as you are. I mean, that's their problem, right? Tell me about this person who is trying to hold Aquarius down. Tell me about this person. Okay. This person stays up all night long thinking in their mind. High Priestess reverse? Okay, well, I mean, that's definitely explains a lot. This person, it's almost like you may have actually hurt this person's feelings in some kind of a way, like 5 years ago. And it's like they just can't stop thinking about it. They can't stop replaying. They've just never let go. This person is like twisted up with their disdain for you. And it's because you're a good person and they're not. They are most definitely versed in spirituality, more specifically like magic. So the High Priestess always, she knows everything. When she's upright, she's mute, and she knows all of the things. She knows all of the mysteries and secrets in the universe. So when she's reversed, she's just manipulative, and she's a liar. She knows probably most likely about magic and how to cast bad spells, how to wish ugliness onto people, especially whenever she has her eye on a certain person. And she's had her eye on Aquarius. She's so unhappy. She's like miserable. She's miserable. That doesn't make any kind of excuse. She's missing out on a happy life. She's missing out on some kind of spouse energy. She's missing out on some kind of kid energy, some kind of happily ever after, beautiful fairy tale ending. She hasn't gotten that. And I guess in her eyes, Aquarius, you have achieved that. So I just read your last message, Merida. I've been not even looking. I'm sorry. And yes, I will in just a minute. Yes. This person is sad. And you know what the thing is? This person is probably not existing in a happy ever after family type situation. There's a big emphasis on family. They're probably... It's because they're an awful person, I mean, there's no way to no nice way to say that. This is a very unhappy, ugly person. If they probably weren't ugly, then they could probably have a happily ever after. But nobody wants to do that because they're ugly. They're horrible. They're mean. They're manipulative. They're a pushy. They're a bully. They see other people and want to knock other people down because they think when they knock somebody down, it's going to make them shine brighter. But the thing is, with the new moon, there's something coming in that is shining a light on the manipulations, on the bullying. That is going to be highlighted. That's going to be revealed. And you know what? This person is going to be seen for that, for what they do. It's not going to work at all. It's not going to work in their favor at all. It's not even really going to affect you. It may have been like a minor inconvenience for you, Aquarius, because you're just not even remotely close to that level. Like, this person needs possibly medication. This person possibly needs a lot of therapy. And Aquarius, you did all of that work. You did all of the hard work, the soul work on yourself. I mean, Aquarius, this is like, those of you who have been with me in this channel since I started it, y'all know that we were doing this like 5 years ago. We were healing ourselves and working on ourselves 5 years ago. Because we walk around with our head held high, being a good person naturally, is because we did all of the hard work already. We've done that. We've been doing that. So it's just natural for us. We've worked on ourselves. This person has done no introspection whatsoever. And that sucks for them. Hopefully for the good of the whole world as a whole, the vibration of the entire world, let's pray that they can have a moment where they are actually forced to realize that they need to work on themselves, because they want to affect you, Aquarius. They want to make things bad for you, but they're not going to, because you just vibrate higher. You've done the work, You're not a horrible person. And until this person realizes they're the horrible person, they're not going to make any changes and their life is not going to get any better. You're just going to continue to succeed and continue to hold your head high, full of grace, and live your life in front of them, and they're just going to not be able to handle it forever, I guess, unless they change. Okay, I want to ask this one question. Why exactly Is this person just so fixated on Aquarius? Okay. The Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The absolute truth. What is fact? Not guessing. Not voted the best. Not voted the winner. But the actual fact. The actual ultimate truth is that you have luck on your side. You have grace on your side. You have friends. You have a good time. You celebrate life. And, I mean, you got that too. The Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, you've got luck on your side. So they're just jealous. They're peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's like how advanced humanity can be in 2025, and they're still peanut butter and jelly because you're happy and they're not. Fucking change it, right? You know? Change themselves. Change it. Well, I'm glad that you're here, J Ditsy. Welcome. Hi, Myra. Hi. Okay. So, yeah, you know, this person, they suck. They suck. I have this feeling like you know that, you know. I have this feeling that you already know that. You know that they're playing games. You know that they're just trying to, you know, you can feel their energy. Even if you probably don't talk to this person, you can feel their energy just if you happen to be like in the same room as this person. This is like junior high stuff. This is like 7th grade stuff. And you're honest. You are truly and honestly and effortlessly and naturally a fucking badass. Because you have a heart of gold. You know, maybe this person doesn't have a heart of gold, and that's why they can't be happy. And that's why they can't, you know, be happy for other people too. Because this person's obviously, definitely, completely unhappy in their life. It goes back to some kind of family thing. Like they're not married, or they had a divorce, maybe because they're an asshole. There's some kind of unhappy, happily ever after, like stability situation that they don't have. And they see you having, so they want to try to make you unhappy. It's like Tanya Harding shit. And Aquarius is Nancy Kerrigan, obviously. Okay. You're happy. You're doing good. Aquarius is doing good. This other person, not so much. Okay, let's see. Let me read. Myra, that's amazing. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is not an easy thing to accomplish at all. And I'm so very proud of you. Jay Ditsy, you know, sometimes you'll say the opposite of what I want, you know. I have that thought sometimes. You know, if you have that thought, then that means you probably already know what would be in your best interest to do. It's just probably not what you want to do. Just completely human and valid. Completely human and valid. Okay. Merida, what did you want to know about your job? I mean, I'm just reading this previous. I'm really proud of you, Myra. You've done a lot of things that are not easy. Some people don't even do these things, especially when it comes to family. Some people will put up with so much manipulation and emotional damage from a family member and just keep putting up with it because it's family. And that's really sad, because you don't have to. It's sad, but it's already sad when they're making you feel horrible. That means the relationship is already sad. When do I see Merida getting a new job? I've been looking for a while. I feel like the last time that I was on Alive, you were looking for a job. When is Merida's dream job, her ideal job, going to manifest itself? Okay. So I was seeing this card a lot whenever I was shuffling, which is the Five of Cups, loss, sadness, mourning, grief, and Six of Swords reversed. So you can't go back to a safe place. You can't go back home, and you're sad about that. And I'm sorry about that. I really am, because it really sucks to feel alone and like you can't go to a place that you once had as a sanctuary. That can be overwhelming. That can be devastating. So the cards fell in my lap. Well, they fell onto the table and then into my lap face down. So either it's something that you're not dealing with, or something that you're not dealing with, something that you're not taking into consideration, something that you're not wanting to deal with, most likely. And it looks like it is the fact that you're sad and grieving over this loss. It's a possibility that no one apologized. Maybe you have this unfinished business where nobody... Me and my technical issues. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a better setup. But there's some kind of also like job opportunity. That either didn't come to you or someone took it away from you. Maybe they offered it to you and then they took it away from you. I'm getting like a lot of like unfinished business stuff here in regards to like what I just said. I think that the dream job will manifest itself when you, first of all, see it in your mind's eye, where it is, and you feel it, just like manifestation. See it and feel it as though it's already happened. There's something that you need. There's a sadness. There is a grief that you need to work on, that you need to ask yourself about. There's a big loss. There's a lot of water. There's water in every one of these cards. It's almost like you can't cross water to get back to somebody else. Or someone crossed water and they got away from you. And this is a pretty serious person. This is like a spouse. This could be, family support, very close family support. And whenever you were separated, however that happened, that created this kind of like panic inside of you, along with sad. And I feel like you probably have done the work to take care of like the technical terms and the technical feelings and the technical aspects of your life, but there's this emotional side in your heart that you have not truly worked out for yourself. And it definitely does look like there's unfinished business. So, it's like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. You didn't get a chance to say why it wasn't going to work out, or this person didn't get a chance to tell you. And that is kind of keeping you like in a limbo, stuck. So my personal advice is you need to heal. You need to heal yourself. You need to somehow try to find a way to get yourself closure, which can be very tough if the person is not there or you cannot communicate with the person. But you need to have some closure. If you can't get closure with this person, you need to tell yourself and make yourself accept, I'm not going to get closure. I'm just going to have to leave this situation where it is, how it is. I've thought about it enough. I've lived with it enough. It's affected me long enough. It's not going to continue to affect me in the future. I'm going to make a change. Possibly take a look at what you were doing before this situation happened, because it very much seems like you were on a path with your energy and your mind, like with your heart and your head, were in like alignment to send you on what you want to do. And then this situation happened, and it's almost like it kind of changed you, altered you, and maybe you've forgotten who you were before this situation. Ooh, Cynthia, I love that word, forgive. It's very hard. Yes, forgive is perfect. That's also very good. Forgive. I'm assuming that you're talking about Merida's situation, and yeah, forgive. That can be tricky also, depending on, the situation and what went down. But ultimately, it is for the best of you, of me. Like, if I'm mad, I was mad at my mom forever because she was horrible, and then she died, and I couldn't say anything to her. I couldn't tell her off. I couldn't even talk about things with her. I couldn't talk about anything. I eventually had to sit down and think about all of the things that she had ever done to hurt me. And then I had to be consciously aware of each one of these things. And I had to then tell myself, you're not going to get the closure that you want. You're not going to be able to tell her, fuck you, or I'm sorry. And you're not going to hear her say she's sorry either. But is holding me back as a human being. And I did that. I did, actually. That's the perfect word. I did. I said out loud in my car when I lived in my Subaru. It was probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I said, I forgive her. I forgive Lisa. That's my mom's name. I forgive her. It wasn't like a really happy moment, I would much rather yell at her. But that I couldn't even do that. And so, but that anger and that hurt was just staying open because I hadn't closed it yet. So forgive is also a very good way to get closure. Okay. I love reading this chat. Everybody's so nice to each other. I love that. That's very, very, very good. It's beautiful. Okay. That was, I think I'm gonna end the live. And now that, thank you, Sarah, for helping me to resolve my confliction about tarot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally can. I will be back. I mean, I'm going to read for you, Jay Ditzy, totally. But since Sarah helped me, I'm going to be back very much more regular. Okay? Now that I'm not. She was so right. And I really, truly do thank God for Jesus every day. Every day. Okay, so let's see, for Jay Ditzy. We're going to read for her. I'm just kind of straightening the cards out. You know. Getting your energy kind of infused into them. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, well, so I just started to try to like shuffle cards in the wrong way, Jay Ditzy. So I'm going to tell you that right now. So there's some kind of like trickster energy that's going on with you. I don't know exactly what that is, but there's something. I don't know if it's somebody, if it's like, but I would smudge your house. I would say a prayer and ask God and Jesus to make sure to keep your house completely safe and, you know, remove any negative spirits or energy that are infiltrating your life and your living space, because that's trickster energy right there. Man. What do I see for Jay Ditzy? What do I see for Jay Ditzy? What do I see in these cards? Please tell me. Tell me good things. Tell me what Jay Ditzy needs to know. One more time. What does Jay Ditzy need to know? Okay, so Daughter of Pentacles reversed. Okay, and Father of Pentacles. Yeah, I kept seeing this one every time I would split the cards to shuffle. I kept seeing this one. So Taurus energy, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy, but like boss energy. You know, he's a boss. He owns things. He owns a business, maybe more than one. You know, he doesn't have to worry about money. He's very connected to the money. Daughter of Pentacles is reversed. And then also the Three of Swords. Okay, this one was face down. So I don't know if like this indicates, you know, three people, you know, with love, and a lot of times that doesn't work out. A lot of times, as open-minded as people like to think that they are, when you're in love with someone, a lot of times, majority of the time, you want them to only love you back, you know, monogamy. And there's This is indicating that someone was incredibly deceived. Someone had their heart stabbed, broken. Really, really broken. There's 3 people involved. 3 people. There's 3 people involved in this situation. I want more cards. I'm thinking also that possibly money is playing a lot. Yeah, money is playing a lot here. The house is playing a lot here. King of Swords reversed, on the bottom of the deck. I don't know if there's like a Libra with you, or if I don't like this reading. So basically, the King of Pentacles reversed is behind the King of Swords reversed. So I think that mostly what my advice is going to be, because I think that these cards are kind of just telling me exactly kind of almost what you're telling me. There's 3 people. There's you and 2 other people. It looks like you and 2 other kings. Now, it looks like money and a home is very important. Maybe it's on the forefront of the mind more than even love. Thinking about who makes the most money, who can buy a house, who can pay for this and pay for that, and equating a long and happy life to money versus thinking about who you're going to wake up and be in love with every single day for the rest of your life, because that person might not make that much money. That person may not be able to provide financial security right now. Things can change. Things can constantly change, but there is this aspect of not having enough when it comes to money. There's this 3 of Swords that's upright. That's definitely currently going on. There's 3 people in a situation. Someone knows that someone else would be extremely devastated if this was all to come out. Someone knows. But everybody's doing it still. Okay, well, so in my mind, I just asked, what should Jay Ditzy do? And it was, here we go. That's the 10 of Wands. The 8 of Wands reversed. So the 8 of Wands reversed, and then behind the 8 of Wands is the Devil reversed. So I kind of think that what you even in the messages, I think you know what you should do. I think it may just not be the one that you want to do. So whatever is going on right now today, whatever a person is doing right now today is not going to be exactly what they're doing 10 years from now, even 1 year from now. Everybody changes. All things change. Life is about change, and how we handle it and where we go. So if somebody's up right now, doesn't mean they're always going to stay up, So, but hearts, people can really be affected by a broken heart. People can be really affected by deception. And if the heart isn't with a person that they truly feel connected to for the rest of their life, there's always going to be that kind of longing. There's always going to be some kind of a little bit of loneliness, even if there are lots of things, in place of that. So, I mean, something needs to stop, and something needs to transform, and something needs to fly away. Mostly like the chaos. I just really was getting like, there's butterflies in this 2 times. So there's like a Gemini. There's this Gemini energy. Okay. There's some kind of devil energy that's going on in your relationship. There's some kind of toxicity. There's some kind of addiction. There's some kind of obsession. There's some kind of like toxic aspect between one of these people and you that is like, it's not good. That needs to stop. But I mean, I don't know if you're ready to stop that. There's something that you're doing that you know is not good. And either you're very in love with it or very hypnotized, mesmerized by it. It's very exciting. But it needs to transform. You know, it needs to go through the chrysalis phase, you know. Caterpillars become a cocoon, and then they stay completely dark and hidden, and they completely transform their entire being. And then they fly out as a completely different thing, a completely different bug, insect. They completely change absolutely everything about themselves. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. It's probably not going to be easy. It's probably not. But you can do it. You can completely transform. You can. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm definitely going to I'm happy that you're here too. I'm happy that you're here, and I'm happy if I was able to give any kind of clarification or help in any way. I think I'm going to I'll probably go live again like next Monday night, because I work all tomorrow through Sunday night. So yeah, I'll go live on Monday night, and I promise this will become a more regular thing. Okay. It won't just be my kitty cats, although my kitty cats are adorable. And I love you all very much. And I want to say thank you to Sarah for inspiring this live. She did it. She coordinated this basically. So everybody thanks Sarah that was here and enjoyed this. And I hope that y'all have a really good rest of your week, and then a really awesome weekend. And I will see y'all next Monday night. Okay. I love y'all. Have a good night.